Can you just tell us a little bit how you see the role of the technique in the process of creating films?
Animation is somehow tricky because you can do anything, and at the same time you are limited with the technical aspects of it. Because what you animate wouldn't exist without you. You are creating the new universe, but you need you need certain equipment or you need softwares, and sometimes this is a hard decision to be made. How do you want to work? I started with classical animation on cells and on papers, and I was always only 2D animator. For me, it's very. I somehow don't have in my brain. I don't have space. I cannot work in the computers in 3D animation, which has some volume because everything in my mind is flat. So all animations I'm doing are flat. They are like drawings, but they are drawn in a different mediums and also in a different styles. Very important is for me that I would enjoy my work, because it is a long process, and if you work for 1 or 2 years on one project and you always have to draw at the same style, that's very difficult. And usually during 1 year you make some progress, you see new things, you absorb new stimulations, and so it can change your drawing. So then I think that it's difficult to draw the same character for 1 year. And I never had to do it because most of my films are from stories, which let you use various styles of drawings. That something is drawn like in a neat, naive kind of drawing, another is more brutal, as if it would be done with a different people. But my big inspiration was Saul Steinberg, who was an illustrator, New Yorker illustrator from 60s and the 50s, 60s, 70s. And he, when I studied, his books were like Bible for us, given us to the professor. And he was always using different style. When somebody was strong, then he drew that character in a bold lines. And when somebody was nervous or somebody was shy, then the same artist drew the same character with maybe only with dots. So I don't mind changing styles. Another aspect, sometimes, or not sometimes, when I started, I drew on papers. Just today I was giving to someone old pictures from films, and he mentioned that maybe these pictures will not exist anymore because now I draw only to the computer. And I know that it doesn't look so nice. It is still drawing, but you have a different feeling. But what is very important for me, that it saves time. And everything saves your time in animation is important, because otherwise you would never finish your films.
Today we had a chance to see a kind of cross-media experiment, theater performance based on, inspired by your film. Could you comment this?
That was something very sweet. My friend Martinka Mauric-Lazar, she is a puppeteer here in Ljubljana in the puppet theater, and she studied in Prague, and she is a big friend of my big friend in Prague, and so somehow that common friend put us together. And it was 3 years ago when we met here in Ljubljana. I came to some film festival, to live action film festival, and then I met with Martina first time, and it was like meeting the sister, that I thought that I know her for ages, and she even speaks Czech, so it was perfect. And at that time we three of us were in the deep depression, because creative depression, 0.0. We thought that we didn't know what to do next. We thought that we are overestimated, that we cannot fill expectations which are put to us, and we all were just like sitting and being very sad that we don't know what to do in our working career. But somehow, and we understood each other perfectly because each of us was at that time in some low point, which comes sometimes that you have sometimes this creative crisis, and that I gave a DVD with my animations to Martina, and there was a film Laila, which I have made. It was originally meant for internet, and they are simple episodes about a simply drawn girl who has doubts with herself. She is doubting about all her life, and suddenly this character was a kick for Martina for her own creativity. Suddenly she knew that she wants to make her version of Laila, and so I was so happy that animation could inspire someone to make a puppet theater. But it was nice that she kept my name in the credits because the film doesn't have so much to do with my film, with Laila, only with the name. But it is her own interpretation, her own inventions, and her own telling the story about a woman who doesn't trust to herself, who many of us women are like that. And today I have seen it first time. When they were working on it with Gregor Lorenzo, on the beginning I was offering that I will make some animations which they can put to the theater. But somehow it was complicated to coordinate the project, and then they just did what they thought that they will do. So I have common with this Laila only the title plus my name in the credits, but otherwise nothing more is their child. And then I have another connection with Slovenia and with Ljubljana, and it is Milko Lazar, whom I also met through Martina, and he is a Slovenian composer that you probably all know, and I have got a CD with his music, and I was absolutely charmed with that, because that's a music which inspires me. It's some kind of music which is for me like the film music that I like listening. Sometimes when I need to get some idea and I don't know exactly what I want to do, I am listening to his various tracks and imagining in my head what it could be, what it's bringing me. I don't see the stories, but I see the movements or the mood. It creates the atmosphere, and I already have used his music into my films, which are kind of minimalistic exercises which I make only for my pleasure. And I have got a new music again now, so I'm looking forward to go home and to keep going in making some animations on his music.
In your film, you very often explore subject of human sexuality. You do it in kind of humoristic way, but in fact it's very profound and disturbing. Maybe you could tell us, why are you so fascinated by this mysterious aspect of human existence? That's funny, because now after making the film Carnival of Animals and now after making the film Trem, I seem like the specialist for sex in animation, which is probably truth, but not truth at the same time, because I'm using this sexual theme like the provocation. I never mean it seriously, because it's very difficult to make it seriously. If you make something seriously, then it can very easily turn to be ridiculous. And it's a serious theme. It's very important for us people. So I speak about it, but to be able to speak about it, I have to make fun of it. And also it's interesting that it's a topic which is that if you make the film about this subject, then people don't
criticize the film, but they criticize the subject or how I use the subject. They don't say they will use these colors, or here it's slow, here it's too fast, or it doesn't have a development, or they don't speak about graphics. They always speak only about theme. They say it's too much or it's not enough, and somebody hates the film, somebody laughs to it. Yeah, always if you speaking about sex, you are in danger. I'm aware of it, but you are in danger that some people will find it too nasty or vulgar, something which I found quite innocent, but that's the risk.